Hi everyone and welcome back. So now what we're going to do is just create our first visualization for our dashboard. And I'm going to create a model year and we'll count the distinct vehicle IDs for that model year. So just to see what is the most common year of the vehicle owned. So just like in our last video, to do that we'll just need to bring in model year to our columns. But before I do that, I would like to change the data type. So you'll see our data types on the left hand side here. Anything with a globe means that it's going to show a string, but it's actually a geographic role. And our model year here, hash means number. I would prefer to change this to date. You can either do it by clicking on the icon, or else we could right click the field and change data type to a date. And then once it's changed to date, you'll see a little calendar icon. So now if we drag that into columns, it's going to show year, which is what we want to show. This would be the breakdown of the date. If it was an exact date by day, we could show it by day as well, but we're going to keep it as year. And then what we can do is just count the distinct DOL vehicle ID. So you can either just drag it in and change it, or we could right click drag and bring it into rows, and then it will allow us to just count D. And then that's just going to show us a bar chart of the distinct vehicle IDs per year. Now Tableau has automatically assigned a bar chart to this, but we can change it on the marks pane as I mentioned if we want, but I am going to keep it as a bar chart. Now you will notice that our bars are quite close together and it's hard to see which year it is representing. And that's because our year is continuous. And if we change this to discrete, it will fix that issue, because it means there is a set amount of values that we're displaying. Continuous would be unlimited values, and date would normally be continuous, but we only want to show the years that are in our data set. And we can also exclude these previous years here. So if you hold Control, and then we can just drag in year to filters, then we can click on years, next. You can either tick exclude and we'll exclude these prior years, or else you can untick exclude and only tick the years that we want to show. So I'm just going to exclude everything up to 2003. Okay, and then it just shows data now. So now what we're going to do is we can drag in our vehicle type, electric vehicle type, into color. So that's going to split these bars by the amount of vehicles that are owned that are either electric or plug-in hybrid. So if we go back to our data set, you can see under electric vehicle type there's two options: battery electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid. So electric vehicle type, and then if we drag this into color, it's very similar to what we did in Power BI, where we were splitting our view, and it just splits it to a stack bar to show how many are owned by plug-in hybrid and how many are owned as battery only. So most is split in two, but the later models, you can see we have many more that are electric only. And it's created a legend for us up on the top right here, as you can see, just to differentiate them. So we'll change the colors of these later in the course, but for now I'll just leave it like this. I just want to, so if we right click our y-axis, we don't have to show this. I'm going to just untick show header. I'd rather bring in some data labels. So to do that, also at the top here we have a field label, so I'm just going to hide this. And to add data labels, you can just tick label here under marks and show mark labels, and then they're going to show up inside. Okay, and then we can then rename this sheet. So I'll just name this year and type. Okay, I'll leave it like this for now, and then in the next video we will work on our map. So I'll see you in the next video.